Hello, hello. My name is
Howdy.
Jared Weekstrike,
Hi, I'm Crazy Comics.
and we're gonna commentate for this league race between DoubleADewi and Equations19.
Sure to be a very PogChamp race.
Yeah. I don't know if these racers have ever like raced each other in tournament before. I feel like they have. Um, if anyone in chat knows, that'd be nice to know. But they are. I would say they're close in skill level. But yeah, this is gonna be a good race. Double is very it's eccentric, I want to say. Like, he's very good at the rando. He's done the any percent, and Equations is like the second best dev of like competitively, I want to say. Or no, Zach and Sonic. Wait, all right. He's a very good dev of the like, as deving goes and as gaming goes, he's definitely up there. Yeah. Equations is goated, Double doesn't level Valor. Yeah. I think that's probably one of my favorite league moments. So, comics, what do you think about these trackers so far?
Well, just kind of taking an itinerary of where everything is at. You got quite a few worlds with only 1-5 in them, so that's always a little scary because it's one check out of a number of checks that these places could have. But then also seeing Pride Lands of 41 is like the usual opening play, so we're going to see them get quite a bit here at the beginning. 41, there's so many different combinations of things that they could possibly get. Heck, they could get all 5 proofs, like, or all 5 proofs, all 3 proofs.
Yeah.
All 3 proofs right out the gate. Who knows? But yeah, I'm curious to see the deviations and where they're going to go after that, because there's some pretty interesting places that you could go right after that.
Alrighty. And they're about to start, and they started. Nice. Alright.
Have fun.
Yeah. They both choose sword, since this has been changed, so you don't, like, all level checks are the same, but no funny shield gang, sadly. Equations using the Comic Sans mod?
Ooh, I like that. I love Comic Sans.
I like it because people get annoyed by it very easily, and it's very funny.
My name is Crazy Comics, so I kind of have to. I kind of have to love it.
All right, so both these racers doing menus. I would say menuing has definitely been like a part of the run where a lot of racers differ. Like, me personally, I don't check the shop, and I do like a pretty like minimal menu. But like, I know other racers like check like their equipment, their accessories. Some people put Donald and Goofy to Sora attack or party attack. I'm pretty sure it's party attack actually for this first fight.
Yeah, I usually switch them to party attack. Take the items. I always check the shop, but recently I haven't been getting too many good duck flare staves. Actually, none. But we did see a torn page here right at the beginning. So that means you could get 6 free checks right off the bat. Yeah, with 100 Acre being a 17, there's a possibility there could be 2 5s and a 7. There could be a few different combinations here right out the gate. So
2 7 and a 3, a 9 8 and a 3, or 9 8, which is 5 and 3. There's definitely a 17's a weird number.
Yeah, definitely.
14 is definitely like one of the weirdest numbers. Ooh, double taking that death. Dang. That's rough. But hey, they didn't die to the first fight.
Correct. And they also got a cure. So yeah, they can bounce right back.
Yeah, dying to that first fight is always rough. Like, it just sets the mood for the seed that can eat. Like, once you mess up like that early in the run, it's so easy to just like spiral down this like rabbit hole.
Absolutely. I've seen people DNF races just out of that opening fight
Yeah.
alone. So yeah. So let's talk strategy. And I don't know particularly how these racers' strategy goes whenever checking worlds, but what do you do here at the beginning? Do you chase possible fives? Do you chase fives alone? Do you
Ooh.
try to whittle down? Do you try to whittle down your placements of like turning your big numbers into smaller numbers? Ooh, there's a proof.
Proof. Yeah, first one. All right, yeah, Prideland's having 2 5s already, like, and the possibility of another 2.
Oh yeah.
Which is, but yeah, me personally, I do the always true shotgun of like what, Disney Castle, Halloween Town, SP, OC, PR, LOD, and Agrabah. That's like generally the shotgun that everyone does. Some in like a different order, but that's generally what you want to do. Where in these settings, I always like it. You always do it. Information could be good, magic could be good. Like the information is power, and definitely in these settings where you can solve the seed a lot easier than like the last settings where we used Sean's hints, which was definitely harder to solve the seed.
Which is interesting because I usually chase the numbers. I try to do some math and just try to start routing out, okay, where are the fives? Where are the sevens? Where can I absolutely not need to go? Like OC is probably not going to be seen in this race.
Yeah, I could see the shotgun, definitely, because like you could get movement or like a reflect or a magnet.
Right.
But yeah.
Right, and that's what, 7 checks right out the gate, 7, 8.
Wait, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. Yeah.
So, you see that Port Royal has a Thunder, so that takes one of your 10s off the board, which is always a good breath of fresh air whenever you're running these, because the ability to take a 10 off the board is always so good.
Yeah, a 10 being like, there's 2 possibilities, a 50-50, a coin flip, if you will. There's a 7 and a 3, which is magic and report, or it could be 2 5s. Now, 2 5s is goated, based, you can fill in your adjective.
Cash money.
Yeah, cash money. But a report and a magic, if you get the report first, that's pretty swagalicious. But if you get the magic, depending on the magic, it could be a little sketch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Equations going immediately into Agrabah here, which is a play that has been a lot, like, I've seen a lot of people do this, especially with Schmovement on now. Because back in the day, we didn't start with base movement. Where Agrabah is the highest density world from the shotgun. It isn't overall. I think HB is the highest. But, yeah.
And paying out some movement, paying out a torn page. So that's it's even further into 100 Acre, if the runner so please. And we see DoubleADewi going into 100 Acre Wood, so we're going to see these first 6 checks.
Yeah, Double doing the more, like, I wouldn't say generic, but more popular circle strat of going clockwise. So you go Pridelands, Disney Castle. With 14, you could push TR, since it could be a 9 and a 5, but I do like waiting for information for TR, since TR is like 4 minutes. It's insanely long for like how short it is.
Right. We're also seeing those first 6 checks really paying out in 100 Acre, because we got a fire and we got a thunder right out of those first 6 checks. So that pretty much kills off 100 Acre like progression. But on Equation side, we also got Wisdom form, so now we have our first form on the table.
Yeah, and then it could be another form or 3 reports, which if there's 3 reports there, I'm going to be flabbergasted, since that is very like unlikely, but it could happen. Yeah, so how many 5s are left? 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's what?
So, well, there's another 5 off the table.
Jeez.
we got once more out of SP, and it's just the first visit, so we don't even need to go any further unless they want to level grind, which
Yeah. Um, screens grinding is definitely one of the best ways to get XP. Compared to like TT3, TT3 is also very common.
Right.
The meta used to be just rushing mansion, getting buff, and destroying everything. Um, but now with like seeds being generally like an hour and a half, roughly, like depending on how lengthy the seed is, you don't always rush TT, which screens is definitely like that play where some people win because of it or some people lose because of it.
right.
Oh, oh wow, dude, there's a lot of fives
Oh yeah.
already. There's a 5 on levels, 5 in Halloween time. Like, oh, so
There's
many.
so much to keep up with.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. Oh, and Dewey is proving me wrong. He is going into OC, so we might see what that magic is in there.
Yeah, more pages. There's like, if it always turns out that when 100 acres like generally done, or it's not going to have a proof before like the 3rd page, you're going to get to start healing pages. Like it's always that.
Right.
But yeah, equations having glide 3 this early is very nice. It makes the shotgun a lot faster for him, which that is like a little bit of the RNG in routing, where like you could go counterclockwise, you could go clockwise, you could go like straight to Agrabah, where like that's like the only time it matters is when you find movement. But generally, like if you get no movement in the entire shotgun, there's less GOA movement if you go in a particular route, but generally isn't like winning you races.
Correct. Yeah. So pretty much they're catching up with one another. Where the one went, the other is now going. So
Yeah.
it's kind of the crossover portion of this. But then next you're going to get into your deep dives, which usually is either Hall of Bastion, Twilight Town. If they had a second proof, I wouldn't put it past them to start pushing the world that never was. So there's quite a few options that you can take at this point, but you're starting to get to the point where you're starting to whittle down where things aren't and where things are. So now you can more accurately pinpoint, okay, I need to go here and check. I need to go here and check.
Yeah. I could also see a Beast Castle play with that early Wisdom form.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed 5. Guaranteed 5s are generally the best push just because it has a higher chance, like, knowing the information of a proof being there.
Right. Beast Castle's also a good place to push with Wisdom form because you get your levels pretty quick there. Low-level enemies, just a bunch of Heartless spawning until you get hit, like, twice.
Yeah,
yeah. But you don't want to wait too long because then it takes them longer to kill you, or maybe you won't have the items to get yourself out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. You could also use Trinity to end that fight fast. That's what they do in the speedrun, actually. But you're not always going to get Trinity. It's Randomizer. And,
Correct.
with these settings, you get to know, like, when you're done with worlds, generally. So, like, it's a lot of times you don't have the tools that you really want. Which it also tests the skills of the runners. I mean, like, I don't know how many times like races have been decided over someone not having like guard or reflect or like you can name the ability. Honestly, it's a lot of things.
And sometimes it's just like that one level that like gave you just that enough stat boost to get you over the floor or something like that for your fights.
Yeah. Double doing a lot of good Halloween Town, like getting XP on the way. You can use Dance Call there you can kill the night walkers or night crawlers, whatever they're called. In the first room in the first fight. That XP gives you the same amount of level, or no, it gives you level 5 compared to level 6, I think, or 7. if you do that first. So it's a good backup when Pride Lands is like a 7 or like a 3. So yeah, it's Chicken Little.
Oh, Chicken Little off of Wisdom Form.
Oh, Equations. Equations maybe doing TR. He's doing TR. Okay, this is some divergence.
Now, I will say I do applaud his strategy here because I can count on both hands the amount of times that I've had a run lost or a run go in the favor of the other player by me not choosing a 14 because I thought it was 2 seconds.
Yeah.
This 9 and 5 is usually the forgotten equation that will probably cost you if it's a proof. So
yeah, 7 or 10s and 14s are definitely the scariest numbers in these settings, I would say.
Yeah.
12s are scary, but generally it's going to be a 7 and a 5. It also could be a 3 and a 9, but yeah, handy he said equations. It's a pun.
Yeah, I mean,
Terra's off in these settings, which is nice, but there is AS data split. So it could be Data Marluxia, which I don't know if these runners are like very comfortable with Data Marluxia. Which Data Marluxia is a lot like the AS fight, but still rough. I mean, it's still a data.
Well, and he comes out of the gate putting rose petals around you just to pretty much attack you immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as you can get out of that, it's a very similar fight. But just the opening is usually the thing that will trip people up.
Yeah, the only
talking as a newer runner who
who
has a rough time with some of the data still. So
yeah, I wouldn't do Data Marluxia without like a Duck Flare. Like if I don't have a Reflect, I won't do it with Duck Flare. Or I will do it with Duck Flare if I don't have a Reflect. If I have a Reflect, but you're not rushing it anytime.
Right. Yeah. If it comes down to, there's a 5 here and then there's a 5 on what I know is a data. I'm going to chase that other 5.
Yeah.
Because datas are probably the last thing you're going to choose. But we're getting a dive into Hollow Bastion, which I think is what you were about to say.
Double pushing into Hollow Bastion, which he's like pushing his skipping TR advantage by like going into these deeper worlds already. Where necessarily there won't be a proof here before Bailey, but there might be. Money Pouch. That's always nice. I don't know if we saw Duckfire in the shop, but
I did not see it in the shop.
Ethers are a commodity that we always love. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Magnet makes things generally faster. You want Magnera for most things, but base Magnet, you gotta have it before you get Magnera. So,
yep. And there's a Beast Castle push.
Yeah, like this. Both these runners pushing things. Equations might be doing Roxas or just shotgunning. I imagine he just shotguns here.
He might shotgun, but also considering he has a proof so far, he's not going to do Roxas. Just trying to play the devil's advocate, even if the devil's advocate is in the wrong.
Halloween Town hint, always nice.
All right, we're gonna see the same thing on both screens essentially.
Okay, so pretty much like the difference between the runs so far is Equations didn't do OC or HB, and Double hasn't done TR. So that's how long TR is, and we didn't get anything out of it so far.
Yeah, that's the scary thing is just and the first chest is our 5. It's our boy Stitch.
Notorious for not licking you during screens, which
yes.
They could do now, theoretically. It wouldn't be that optimal since you don't have like a lot of good crowd control, like for Double at least. He has Magnet, but outside of like no finishing leap, no explosion. Do they have explosion? I don't think so.
I don't believe so, no.
They started with explosion.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
You could do it, but I would personally wait for an experience boost. But I've also done it without it. You could do it either way. Especially with 16, you might feel more inclined to rush it. Especially with 1 proof, you get 2 proofs, do screens, get buff, and beat the one never was.
I was wondering about Dewey's routing here, but then slowly realizing that no, he's doing this so that he can get back to the save point and get out quicker. Whereas Equations is kind of taking a longer route and doing like the actual story progression. But really it comes down to seconds at that point. So it's...
Alright. Equations going into Twilight Town, Double going into PR. This is definitely interesting on both runners. Double fishing for the report, and I imagine the town shotgun, which a lot of runners don't really, generally don't push town, but Double has been one of those players that consistently pushes town. I want to say Glow is also a player that does it. Town push is the equivalent of core, like doing corridors. It's the same amount of checks. It's roughly the same amount of time depending on your tools. That's how I look at it personally. Where town is never a bad play generally. It's just a gamble a little bit sometimes, especially what Double's doing right here. But that report can kill TR, and that's saving him like 3 minutes.
Right. And we also got a Peter Pan out of Twilight Town, which is new jail.
Yeah.
Because now you are not allowed to leave the first visit until you are done with it, which is around 4 or 5-ish minutes.
Yeah.
If done optimally. Yeah.
Yeah. Equations has aerial dodge 3, glide 3, which he's schmoving. He's going fast. Which TT is definitely one of the bigger worlds, alongside Hollow Bastion, with core included in that. But yeah, TT is definitely one of those movement heavy worlds. There's been a strat where you go immediately to the tower and then come back with a TT2 skateboard. I think CJ was the one that popularized that. That was like the first person I saw personally do it a lot. But I mean, it's definitely a good play, and it theoretically is faster because you like save screen transitions and whatnot, which we're using loadless this time around. We haven't brought that up yet, but yeah, we're doing loadless, so we see some difference in their their timers, but it's definitely nice. It bridges the gap between emulator and PC just a little bit. Like PC is still better generally because of less input delay and duck flare, but these both players are playing on PC, so we don't have to worry about any difference.
Right. Now, one thing I was going to bring up was the fact that Equations was going into Twilight Town with no magnet, which is usually really good for crowd control and everything like that going into this world. However, he picked up a magnet out of the station fight, and he's already brought TT down to an 11, which means there's another 5 here, right? And then he also found Trinity Limit right there, which would have been useful in the in the station fight.
Yeah.
So he's finding everything after the fact.
Oh yeah. This game likes to troll a lot.
Oh yeah. It knows what you want, and sometimes it'll give it to you, and sometimes it'll dangle it like keys in front of your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Equations having Chicken Little. Well, both the runners having Chicken Little. Chicken Little, I want to say, is the fastest way to do the tower climb, especially with their Firaga. But yeah, generally, if you don't have Chicken Little, or you want to level up your forms, Magnera is usually best. But you could do it with base Magnet, totally. Also, thank you, Fallen, for the raid. Much appreciated. Yeah, Hope 7. Alright. Yeah, Equations using Chicken Little here. It's very nice.
Yeah, I never even thought to do this. That's one thing I love about watching these randomizers, is that everybody has their own way of doing things or their own strategy, and sometimes they'll think outside the box for you, so that way you can apply things later on to what you do. So you're never going to see the same runner doing the same world the same way with the same equipment.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
in like the fighting game community, there's like two, like, I guess, like parties, I want to say. Like, I'm like roughly generalizing this, but there's honers and approvers, and that's the same aspect in here, where like you can be only like absorbent of other people, and you could do great with strats. I mean, or you could be like Sonic. Sonic has like done so many strats with just like Final Form generally. Like, I wouldn't have known about Final Form Old Pete without him.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Never even thought of that.
it's like there's so much you could do with this game. That's why I enjoy the randomizer so much. Is that like this game's engine is so well made. Where like the speed run is a definitely good speed run. If anyone's interested, I'd check it out. It's very fun, very sick to watch, very cash money. But the randomizer lets you like kind of go free with your tools. Like your chains are your chains are broken, where you could just do so much.
Yeah, it's wonderful because when you get into the speed run, it's like, okay, here's a consistent strat and everything like that. But now, what if you don't have that?
Yeah,
What if that consistent strat is not there? Now it's just look through your box of toys, figure out which one is going to work best here, and pray and figure out how to do it. Is usually how I got into it, at least.
ooh, double
Was
taking that death.
ooh,
That's rough. The
ooh,
dancers are the worst. They're
yeah,
definitely up there on like the masses worst hated enemy in this game.
yes.
The cars and core are also one of the worst.
Mm. Mhm.
Cars in general just sucked.
I hate the punchy birds.
Oh yeah,
I forget the
aerial
I
knockers.
yeah, I have such a hard time with names in, in these games, but yeah, like the aerial knockers are just on my list, at least, because they will bop you into next week.
Yeah. All right. So double getting that fight second try, clean, easy, like redeemed himself. Um, this HB leads to another 14, which 14, one of the scariest numbers. It
Mhm.
is like it could go good or bad in seconds. Um, where Oh, yeah, and especially with Hollow Bastion having its core and 1K like right next to each other, and it being like 60 something checks, I think, roughly.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, you could go to Sephiroth and Last Chest of Core, and it could be 5 and 9, or it could be Mushroom Check and like Data Demix has a 5, and like there's like so many different ways Hollow Bastion can go. Where a 14 in this world is super scary. But yeah, Equations pushing HB now, which is definitely a good play. With double doing it, you want to do the same content roughly. You want to like diverge sometimes, but if you know your opponent's going to do it, and you like have one proof, not like three, generally a good idea.
Right. We're also getting a core skip.
Ooh, the fancy core skip.
Yep.
Yeah,
There you
double
go.
was one of the original people who founded Core Skip. It was Brian Shenanez, who also made the Shenanez hints, and Double, who generally did it. Asa, I think, is the one who found you could clip out of the wall, but those three players made it a rando strat for it, and then people like got innovated in honing, where like you could. I've done Core Skip with just Final Form. You could do it with so many different things, and that's just the beauty of Rando.
If you get movement high enough, you don't even have to go into a form. You can just you just quick run all the way across it. Yeah. So now look.
Coin flip super hard. Yo, coin flips. I love coin flips.
Oh yeah, I love coin flips. Right. So I'm looking at their trackers, looking at how many fives they got left and where we know fives to be. And really, the only ones that I can see, actually the only one that I can see on Equation side is in Twilight Town.
Yeah.
The other ones are really up in the air, and it comes down to maybe those 14s, maybe there's a 7 and a 5 on drives. Like, there's still so much that we're trying to figure out here, and just waiting for the runners to figure out themselves.
Yeah, Equations pushing Roxas. Roxas is one of those fights that has been revolutionized due to the rando. Like, there's so many different strats. I think Sonic yesterday, or like recently in his race, did it with just guard. Or no, he did it with reflect, but you could just do it with guard. And this fight's, it's so fun.
Oh yeah.
But he's choosing a quick run, which is the safest strat, I would say. It's one of those no tools. You spend like a minute and 45 seconds. That's like how long you should wait generally. You could do like 2 minutes. But yeah, it's always good. With one proof, it's scary to just have a world never was that can have 2 5s, but it would need 3 if it was going to be 2 5s.
Right. The only thing I could see wrong with this Roxas fight is he's going counterclockwise. Like, why would he?
Yeah. I think that's faster, though.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's saving like 5 seconds, so it doesn't really matter, but it's like a pseudo speedrun.
Right.
Yeah, get it out of the way. Like, you can get info here. It could be 3 5s, it could be 9 and 2 reports, it could be 5 reports, it could be like a 10, which is a 7 and 3 and a 5. There's so many combinations where, like, going up to Zigbar is half the checks in the world never was, or just under, since Data Zenus is now on, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely a safer play to do Roxas, where you like trade off like a minute, but for the information, and information is powered in these settings.
Right. Meanwhile, on Dewey's side, he managed to get up the wall in core by gliding, using fire, thunder at the end, and everything like that. And he did find out some really good information. Not that Twilight Town has a fire, but that Hollow Bastion is an 11. So there's another confirmed 5 for us to be looking out for. So there's 1 5 still left in Twilight Town that we know from Equation side, and there's 1 5 left in Hollow Bastion that we know from Dewey's side.
Yeah, which a lot of runners will push to dancers a lot of the time, which we see Double doing.
Yeah. Right as soon as you said it, he's like, you know what? He's got a good point.
Yeah. He's watching the restream. Commentators curse.
Oh no.
All right. What's behind Roxas? Report says Space Paranoid says once more. We're hitting all the 5s, but we know that we already got them. Like,
I call those the no crap reports.
Yeah.
Different word besides crap, of course, but yeah, it is. Oh, and once again, the game being like, here's stuff that you wish you had like 2 minutes ago.
Yep. The seed is pretty trolly, actually. That's like... But yeah, Equations skipping out on the elevator, because once you trigger that cutscene after Roxas, you need to... Or after you trigger the cutscene going into the first room, where he got those 2 chests, you can leave, and you'll be placed right where Equations is.
Ah, okay.
So you can skip the elevator. It's definitely a different, like, there's a trade-off. If you have good movement, I would say it's worth, but if you don't have good movement, you get the XP. You get like 1800 XP.
Right.
But just by killing the Dragoons.
Yeah.
It's definitely nice.
So Dewey cleared out Hollow Bastion, he found Put It Back. That's code for Genie. I personally don't use him, but I know there are plenty of people who know how to use him and can use him well. But yeah, so now Dewey is pushing my least favorite world in this game.
LOD's rough. I went through a phase where I didn't do LOD without Magnera, and I would just lose because of it, and I wouldn't care because I just disliked it.
Right. Yeah, it's a mixture of a bunch of things. It's a extremely backloaded world, considering that you can't get to, I want to say, 8-ish checks in Throne Room alone. And then also this very slow opening where you're doing a minute optimally with doing these missions. So there's just a lot of factors that really like sour that world for me. But
When I was talking, like when I was learning the rando a lot, Salad was the one who like gave me like routing tips, and he said like he likens struggle or likens these like 3 minutes to the struggles in STT. Where if you could do them fast, then it's probably worth, but if you can't, then it's a little bit wonky.
Right.
Equation's having a scary fight for sure, because
Ooh.
Chicken Little was not being his best friend, but he got through it deathless.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, that
Surprised he did. Man.
was pretty clean.
Yeah. Our chicken down here. He put the bottle on his back and he said, "I got this."
Yeah.
Just...
Yep. Yeah. This is definitely an interesting race so far, where Equations has favored more traditional worlds, I would say, of like just rushing density. Because Hull Bastion is followed by TT in most checks. And then after that, it's followed by, I think, OC with Cups on, because Cups add like 8 checks. It's a lot. And then I don't remember anything after that. I know there's like 4 density worlds generally. Oh, okay. But yeah, there's like 4 density worlds. There's OC, LOD, PR, and STT. Those are like the 4. Yeah.
All right, so we got ourselves another proof in Twilight Town.
Yeah. This seed's getting interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting scary as well.
Yes. We have no idea. We have no idea where this last proof is, and there's a lot of places where it could definitely be.
Mm-hmm.
The other scary thing is that we've only seen 2 forms now, so anywhere that could have a 9 probably might. Like your 14s are looking more viable for having a form. Like Agrabah's looking more like it's having a form. Equation's making, I think it's a smart play. Oh, not anymore.
Oh. All right. We know where the 3 proofs are. It's just who can find the proof that the other is missing, which makes for the best of races. Yeah, Double going to push one over was now because it could have the final proof.
Right. In his
Equations pushing SCT, which is generally a good play with these point spread. It could be loaded with like point or just like fluff, because there's like 2 forms in the pool still, and there's generally still a lot of magics. I would say there's like 7, or 6 counting OC, but it's definitely SCT is a worthwhile play with the checks on forms. SCT is generally the fastest way to level up limit form. You could do it in a 1-minute fight in a LOD with the seed. Well, you can't because the proof is like it's done before then, but could be a routing like advantage LOD has, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, it's both of these plays make sense. Double taking a death for some reason. I don't.
It seems like either he had some. I think he had dodge roll. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. With dodge roll on, you would have to time your quick runs. You would have to hold the button down longer, which in turn making it 1 slower because you go like for a farther quick run, and 2 it's scary.
Right.
So yeah, that's a unfortunate death, but I mean he noticed before he even stole the Keyblade, so it was smart.
Right.
So comics, who do you think's gonna find the proof that the other is missing first?
Well, judging by what everybody's done and where they've gone so far, I'm thinking it might be double.
Okay.
Mainly because there's a lot of other places where Equations is not checked yet. And honestly, LOD wouldn't have been my first choice. I would have pushed DC maybe more, doing what Equations is now. Hall of Bastion I would push for him. So there's a lot of other places for him to go. But Twilight Town being a 30, like Dewey knows he's going to have to go in there at some point. Like there's just too much there. There's too much fluctuation in that area to not go there, right?
Yeah, but Double is also prone to just orphaning worlds because he gets in his own head a lot. That's what makes him a very scary runner, is that he will just like orphan off TT, HB, like you can name the world, just because like he died in like 2 places when he like isn't really behind, but he gets in his head a lot.
Right.
Which is like it could turn out to be a good thing or a bad thing. It's a coin flip, really. But yeah, the seed's definitely scary for both runners.
Right.
Both of them on Sora's heart, just very fitting.
Oh yeah. Right now I am breaking out my own tracker just to kind of put everything on where they found it and everything like that, just to kind of map out and try to, as I call it, do some math. I want to do some math and figure out, okay, how much can we figure out is where? Because right now we see a bunch of 3s left on both of their screens, so we know that that's where reports are definitely. Still, OC is a 7, so there's magic there of some kind. So just kind of figuring out where to go now.
Yeah, this seed's definitely going to be interesting, because like Double could also just do STT because he's going to find limit form here.
Right.
Or will push the world never was Reflectless, and push it Reflectless, which Equations actually got an STT, which might like just give him the advantage that he needs. Because Reflectless versus Reflectless, or Reflect Full, I guess, versus Reflectless is like 5 minutes. I want to say it's a lot, especially for like Final Zemnis, Armored 1, depending on if you have Duck Flare, could like be like around the same speed. Armored 2 is definitely slower. The entire world is slower. Outside like Zigbar, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have that reflect.
Yeah, I think there's some debate between the KH community of which is better, Magnet or Reflect, and they're both really good for pretty much the opposite reasons.
Yeah.
One's good for crowd control and one's good for one-on-ones, and when you're going through the world that never was, it is mostly one-on-ones. So yeah.
A crack strength plus limit loses no time at all. Yeah, this SCT is going lightning fast.
Ooh. Dewey, buddy.
Oh, SCT?
Stepping into STT while there is still a 30 Twilight Town.
It's definitely a double play, I would say. Like, this is what double is known for.
Yeah. As we say in the business, this is not very cash money.
Yeah, this knowing where the proofs are. And double's position, like, it could be an SCT. And he, like, it's around the same point values.
Right.
Like, it's definitely, like, an interesting coin flip, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah. Them both being an SCT at the same time. Like, they're kind of following each other a lot through the seed.
They, like, diverge for maybe 2 minutes and then just come right back to where it is, or they, like, weave in and out of each other. It's like they pass each other by, one going to this world, one going to the other world, and high-fiving along the way. Like, it's...
Yeah. With their proofs in hand, but they're different proofs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, DC having Reflect? I
Ooh.
think that makes equations. So equations, now knowing that DC is dead, has levels, the rest of SDT, Holo Bastion, and LOD left for fives that he
Mm,
could choose from. Um,
right.
there's five fives left, so every one of those could have a five, which is scary to think about actually.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's looking like what levels have two fives?
Uh that's what I'm trying to map out here. And I've got most of it figured out. But yeah, so
See, it's
yeah.
definitely interesting for sure.
Yeah. It's still a tricky one where it's like one of those too early to call type
Yeah, yeah.
deals where it's like so much could happen here, so much fluctuation. Um yeah. And I don't know. Here I kind of want to see a 9 and a 5 here in this world.
Yeah, 9 and 5 would be great. Final form would be cash money for
Oh,
sure.
so cash money.
Yeah, it would be swagalicious, honestly.
Swagalicious. Swagalicious definition. Hey, there's our 5, so
All right. Now, will equations do Axle 2? Is the question. And he looks like he's doing it, which definitely, like, it's on Axle 2 or Data Roxas. And that
Right.
being like a 9, like his Zigbar tools, I don't think is that good. He might have horizontal slash and berserk charge, I think. If
Right.
I recall correctly, but maybe he's not comfortable with that fully. Where Final Form is just like that really nice safety net of oh, I messed up, I'm just going to Final Form and then
Right.
but
It's
up and down.
yeah. We're just gonna turn up the heat a little bit and then they're dead. Like
Yeah. Who? Forms can be a 7 and a 5 as far as they know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like we're saying, there's so much fluctuation still left in this match. And right now, there is okay. So whatever form it is, it's on Data Roxas. So
That's equations doing LOD.
okay.
Alright.
I think this is heavily in Equation's favor now.
Yeah, the deciding factor, which, I mean, he could still death cycle to the world never was. Like, we still have Zigbar onwards for both these racers, which is like 10, 20 minutes? Like 15 out? Like, yeah, it's around there.
Correct, but the thing that I'm really looking at right now is it's in TT3.
Mm-hmm.
How if Dewey goes to Twilight Town, how long is he going to stay there until he leaves? Like, is he gonna just go through TT1 and then try somewhere else? Is he gonna go through TT2 and then just say no? Like, we'll try one of these other worlds. So
Yeah.
there's so much fluctuation in what Dewey has to do versus what Equations is doing now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Equations definitely like had the foundation of the seed a lot like better, and where these locations turned out to be. I mean, like rushing TT3 is kind of that nice foundation for generally all seeds, because you get buff doing it. You get like around level 25, I think, just doing the mansion fight. Like,
right.
and level 25 can either be like crack stats, pretty bad. Like, I've only had that like twice though. But it's pretty much like sets you up for pushing the 4 worlds.
Right.
As equations don't go HB, it's scary with 14s. 14s are for sure the scariest number. Where Hollow Bastion is also the biggest world. Where like LOD 13 in most cases it's going to have a 5. It could be 7 and 2 reports, but those 2 reports can kill HB. You're going to get a report here, no matter what.
The thing that he's coming here for is the report and to break the 13.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's. I don't think he's coming here expecting a proof. I mean, that's kind of what everybody is expecting, like going into a world in most of their routes. But yeah, like here, I don't think the main goal coming in was like, oh, I'm going to find the proof here. It's no, I just kind of want to kill off this world. And if the proof's here, great.
It's actually the smartest play, because you have a lot of different worlds that could have 5s. To just have that information could kill off one of those and save you potential time.
Right.
Like, information is definitely, I don't want to say undervalued, since both these runners have been playing around information well, but it's definitely something to think about when routing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Equations, getting this last proof, and then it's go mode, it's go time.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as he picks it up, it's, oh crap, there's the proof, let's go. Like,
I love the immediate U-turn. It's one of the best, like, sights of just, oh, all right, you gotta go.
I guess this kills my plans.
Yeah. Or like when you're thinking in your head and then you just see the proof, where you're like, oh, where the proof could be, and then it's, oh, all right.
It's like, so after this world is done, I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna go here, or I'm just gonna go to the world never was.
Yep. Yeah, this is a Mocker Steer moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. Right now, they're both at the wall in the world that never was. Zigbar is one of those fights where there are specific tool sets to fight him, but you won't necessarily have all those tools. So it's one of those, like we were saying earlier, where you look at what you got. Can you make this work? All right, we'll try it. So,
yeah, Equations pushing HB, which it's a 14, which generally has a 9 and a 5, but it's the safer play, because I don't think he's comfortable with Zigbar these tools. Mm-hmm. Where, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because there's a reload loop that you can do, where Zigbar has, oh, okay.
Oh,
right. Yeah, so they don't have a finishing plus, which I feel like I've seen double equip one, so that might be in TR, which would make it really funny if it was there. But yeah, no finishing plus makes it super scary, because Zigbar the double does, all right, sick. But yeah, the way that Zigbar works is that when he gets into 3rd phase, he has this DM. And his DM is dependent on his action count, and his action count is wonky. And so the only way that you can not see his DM is if you hit him out of a room when he's in 3rd phase with 2 finishers, or reflect his blue laser and push him into 3rd phase. Right. Where with Equations toolset not having finishing plus, he can only do the blue laser, which is very scary. It is right. So, yeah.
So, I think Dewey is going to try and force final? That's my guess. Because I'm trying to think of what other reason he'd be in Twilight Town for.
Equations gain that finishing plus. I think. Or no, he's refilling his drive. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, he's I don't know. This race is divulged into like very wonky stuff. Because like double pushing Halloween Town, which doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's trying to force final.
Yeah,
like obviously he keeps going into try forms,
which makes sense. He's probably pushing TT after this then.
Yeah.
Which if Equation can't find the finishing plus, double, like I would say double still has a chance here. If he gets final very quickly and rushes TT3, and Equation's still searching for that finishing plus, then
I mean, Equations did pick up a finishing plus in core. It's the same one that Dewey has. But is he looking for a second one? Is that?
He could be looking for final form as well, because like doing it with just a finishing plus is also very scary. Because
that's true.
yeah, you still have to just deal with Zigbar, which Zigbar's the fight in this game that walls so many people. And I would consider it outside of super bosses the hardest boss in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny because this fight can either be, I've got all the tools and this fight's going to be super easy, or I've got a paper clip and a rubber band and
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make this work. So.
Yeah. And then there's Ninten over here, and like Sonic and VG, all these like top rando players. That's like a David and Goliath moment where they have like nothing and they just kill him, like looking flawless and easy.
I've got the shirt on my back and the sweat on my brow, and I'm gonna kill this man.
Yep. All right, double getting final form. It wasn't that long, I want to say. Especially using loadless timers, actually, it makes final form a little bit better because you're in loadless. Like you're.
All right. And this is where he's gonna get his levels, so he's gonna have a little more in terms of equipment than what Equations has right now. Because like one usual strat is to use final form. Usually level 5 is around a good enough level to take down Zigbar if you're over the floor.
Yeah, Ninten has a Zigbar guide that helped me personally in the fight a lot, where he recommends level 4 final and like a finishing plus, where Equations got that finishing plus, but now he's got to do like jank aerial spiral strats. And also on PC, his voice gets eaten a lot of the time, where you just don't hear the audio clip, and because they don't have scan, then it's just a shot in the dark and like kind of using their game sense to figure out if he's in third phase.
Well, Equations doesn't have scan, but as you can see on Dewey's side, he does have scan.
Ooh, all right. So more.
And he's got magnet burst. Ooh.
More advantages to double, which is always nice to see. Where like the runners, I would say generally behind. Like he's let's say like, well, because their minute loadless differ, or there's difference in a minute loadless time. I'd say like 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Well, and there's also a few other factors at play. For one thing, they're both under their damage floor right now for Zigbar. So Equations is doing level 1 damage to this guy. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But I swear to God, I had a few others.
Final form.
Final form is going to be another big thing. If Dewey's going to get some levels going through Twilight Town, he's going to be having 2 Keyblades with final form. Yes, 2, a novel concept.
Yeah.
Which will increase his stats, so he'll possibly be under the floor after going through Twilight Town. So just that little bit of, like I said, that one level that might push one runner over the floor and one under might mean the difference here. So
yeah. Equations getting the reload loop, which I've talked about earlier. If you want more explanation, you could just ask the Discord, watch Nintendo's guide. Like there's so much information on this game. It's insane, actually. Like there's so much. But yeah, this fight's very scary, and Equations, once you got him in the loop, it's pretty like just don't mess up and you're good. Which that's like the entire game, but it's like, oh, all right, Equations got it. Nice.
Okay, there you go.
Alternatively, without a finishing plus, you could use a form explosion after the first finisher, which very scary. I think I've only seen like 2 other people do it, and you have a high chance of getting final or anti-form, because orc fights have a ×5 multiplier, so anti-form counts in points, which this kind of explains like doubles forcing final. So once you're after 5 form uses in a instance where you can get anti-form. So like when Dawn and Goofy is in your party, and they're both alive,
Right.
you increase your anti-point by 1. Once it's past 5, you can get anti-form. When you're against any org member, it's times 5 chance, and you're going to get anti-form pretty much. And then Armored 1 has the highest with times 10, where if like you're most likely going to get anti-form on that fight unless you're at 0.
Now Equations is on it's on my least favorite fight out of the tower climb, because for some reason I always manage to lose to Luxord. But yeah, he's got a pretty easy loop to get into. It just takes a little bit of practice and everything like that. But you want him to keep doing this cards. Do you know the rules? You want him to keep doing the do you know the rules, so you can get some reflect damage on him.
Yeah.
But Equations is still under the damage floor. So
yeah, this is level 1 damage, and they have less HP than like I would say in the speedrun. Or they're roughly around the same, but it's scary. Like, you could easily get one shot. They do have once more, which is nice, but it's sometimes that doesn't save you. Yeah. Also, Luxord's one of those. I would say Luxord's the second hardest fight for most people, just because of the RNG that it has. Whether he'll jump or he'll play the game, and on PC, which is another. It's like I would say the only downside outside of like the random crashing is Luxord's cards don't really follow him correctly on 60 FPS and higher. So it's definitely it's one of those fights that could go so bad so fast. But it's looking like we got the DM. With these tools, you could go for DM skip, but I mean, it's always safer just to take the DM.
Yeah, at this point. Dewey's going into TT3 right now, so he should be coming up on the proof here soon. So pretty soon we're going to have a race on our hands, and it is going to... Right now it looks a little bit spaced out, but it is going to tighten up really quick.
Yeah, to iterate again, they have a 2-minute difference. So Double still has 2 minutes to make up the time where Equations is. And with that proof, 2 minutes is roughly Zigbar. Especially with, like, they're below the damage floor, so it's like, I would say like halfway through Zigbar. But it's definitely a race. And Double has 34 magic, which is different from Equations, who has 31. The damage floor for the world number that was found by VG Master, was 32. But you don't really do that much damage, so you generally want to go for like 35, 36 magic to be like comfortably over the floor.
And that second Keyblade is going to add more strength and more magic to your total based upon what the Keyblade has. So once he goes final form in this fight, he is going to be over the floor, more than likely, unless he equipped a 1-0 Keyblade, which why would you?
With their strength, it's faster to take the DM. Yeah, I think it's theoretically faster to do the DM skip with limit form, because that's what they do in the speedrun anyways. But it might not, or no, in level 1 you do have the no combo boost. But it's scarier, and it's less safe. For sure.
Dewey taking a death there to Zigbar. We don't want to see too many of those.
Oh, he didn't have Reflect customized, that's why.
Oh.
Okay, which is fair. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if they didn't have Limit, it wouldn't have been worth, like, generally, because doing the aerial spiral hit strat is slow, and it can bonk easily. Aerial spiral can't bonk on the wall, but the air hit can, and it's so jank. It is so jank.
Yeah, the other advantage that Dewey has is he's got scans, so he's going to know exactly where Zigbar is during this fight. He's going to know when he's going to be in his second phase, when he's going to be in his third phase. Yeah, so this cycle he's got him in right now, he's just going to keep doing that until final form runs out, and then he's going to use his paperclip and rubber band to figure out what to do next.
Yeah. The cure was found in the forest, Le Boys, in the French translation.
Le Boys.
Le Boys. Yeah. And so Double going for the like a lot faster, or not a lot faster, it saves you like maybe like 5 seconds, but he was going to on his way to the mansion grab the chests. I think he might have just forgot about it. Who knows? I mean, I'm not Double, so
yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah, but
this guy's insane.
Skipping the cure, which Kiraga.
This is when it gets scary.
Yeah, so to keep Zigbar in the loop, you need to not hit his forced revenge, and you need to stagger him once after he reloads, which Double did not do, and he's taking a DM. This fight gets scary real quick if you mess that up. So hopefully Double can improvise and do a little improv here.
Right.
I don't know why I mixed up those words, but yeah, you know what I was trying to say.
Sure. Yeah. I got you.
Trying to do a fire there to catch him, because he is vulnerable after that, but it's like 2 frames.
Yeah.
That's
a rough death. That gap is widening death after death. So
yeah, even like, see, they both have once more, but Double died with once more. That just like says how scary the like World Never Was can be, even if you have like the safety of like second chance once more. Yeah, it's World Never Was ruthless, man. Like it's rough.
Yes.
Oh, and he didn't save his menu, so he has to menu reflect. All died. Like this fight's going downhill real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Equations making his way up the tower pretty clean after that Luxor. That Luxor was honestly pretty clean. It like the only downside I could say was the him going under, but like with those tools without Reflera, it's pretty hard to keep him from doing that. It's pretty RNG. And if you try to do that, he can just not care, and he can just like screw you over really hard.
Yeah.
That fight's hard to go fast in, especially. I would say that's probably the hardest fight to go fast in.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it's on a timer. Like like you got timers for the fight, so it's and then Psyx and Xemnas 1 usually pretty, like, once you get it down, it's kind of hard to like mess it up a little bit. So
yeah, he skipped chess like a weirdo. But yeah, him double messing up the reload loop again. Trying to go fast in this fight during the reload loop is definitely scary, because what you want to do is you want to hit him while he's shooting, but you could sometimes, like, during your combo, you do it too late, and so you can't stagger him afterwards.
Not having Reflect customize is kind of going to be his downfall here. So.
Yeah, him having to menu Reflects there was also very swag. Like, it's very close for him to getting punted by one of the blue lasers.
Yeah. So it's I don't want to say it's completely cut and dry, because there's a lot of things to do in final fights and a lot of fights to be had. But right now it is looking, with every death, it's looking more Equations' way.
And also, Equations could crash. I mean, I don't want to say that, and I'm kind of mad I said it, but it is a factor.
Yeah, that crash problem was discovered by Crazy Comics.
Yeah, it's
just doing a practice seed, and you crash in the final fights, and you just get stuck in an empty void with no final Zemnis. So, yeah, that'll be kind of interesting. So.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't
Jared,
crash.
that's on you.
That's on you.
I didn't say anything. We are fine.
If Equations crashes here, I'll give him my slot in the league. That's it. That's
you'll gift him 5 subs.
yeah. If I had money, sure, but I'd rather just be in losers bracket.
There you go. All right, Dewey. Oh man, come on, you got it.
He's got him in the reload loop again. He's doing the hard part consistently. He's just messing up this loop, which just shows us, like, just goes to show how tough Zigbar is. Where, like, even, like, the quote-unquote easy part, you can easily mess up.
Yeah.
This is what you say before final fights? Yep. Always.
Yeah.
I've forgot multiple times, and it's double.
All
doing
right.
it, my man.
My man. Let's go. Hit the gas, brother.
Yep.
All right. We got a chicken and a young man throwing baseballs at a turbine.
Yeah. Yep.
Love Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, so Armored Zemnis 1. Once again, he is still doing level 1 damage, so it is. Yeah, it is not necessarily cut and dry. He's just got to be watched.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, off the core enemies, actually, he got some magic increases, which Double is getting now.
Yep.
Where he is now above, like, 35, 36, which is generally when you start to see, like, much improvement. Where now he's going to be, like, hot knife through butter. Like, it's... Reflect is... like a 5.5 multiplier, so it is one of the strongest, like, damages in this game, and yeah, it's melting.
He really likes hitting that chair.
Yeah, the clanking in Armored 2 is one of the worst feelings, especially when you're doing reflectors. It's so gross. Yeah, Double doing some nice strats on Luxord, doing the 2 finishers to force his revenge on the ground, which is the speedrun strat that I want to say Insert Logic, like, founded, but I don't know roughly. But yeah, it's rough.
I don't know too much on the speedrun sense, but yeah, just having watched Rando for a long time, it's.
Yeah, this fight's going really... This is a very clean Luxord so far.
Yeah, he is making up for lost time right now. Which, with Sora smacking the second building into Armored Zemnis 2 on Equation side, it's...
I think Equation's got this, unless he death cycles.
Yeah, unless...
Because, like, even if he does get Dome, like, that's, like, 4 minutes. And Double isn't, like... There's an ancient meme of, like, a sub-7 seed where you go through final fights and, like, sub-7. And so, final fights, like, roughly, like, 6 minutes, I want to say. With, like, everything that you'd ever want. Like, cracked magic, explosion, chicken little. Where... Yeah, it's, I would say, over, but, I mean, it's still a race. I mean, the timers are still going.
Correct. So anything can happen, including something that I will not mention, but
the thing that will not be named. Yeah. This seed definitely could have gone a different way. Where, like, if it was in HB, Double would have, like, gone, I want to say, sub-hour.
Yeah.
It would have been Reflectless, which is definitely scary, but, like, that just goes to show, like, this is a randomizer. Like, a win doesn't dictate how good a player is per se, but it's how well you play. And both these players have been playing on the top of their game.
Yes.
Like Double, I think like only big mess up was Zigbar. I mean, Zigbar is the hardest fight in the game, pretty much. So it's okay to mess up on that for sure. Yeah, these players both showing like what skill it takes to get into top 16. Yeah, it's been great race.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, will Equations get domed?
Well, I mean,
Alright.
he doesn't have scan, and we don't know their HPs. So, oh, yep.
Die, it's faster.
It's faster.
Yeah. I think it's actually faster with these stats. With 40 magic, it might be, but yeah. Generally, if you can beat Xemnas in less than a minute and like roughly 40 seconds, then like with Dome Skip, then it's faster to die.
Right.
You get to watch anime. Yeah, this is the anime portion of the stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, complete with anime opening.
Yeah, get some guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice motivational quotes. I mean, Sora has been dabbling in philosophy with that. Or Kingdom Hearts 3 opening.
Oh, yeah. Are we all just pieces on a chessboard?
Are we? By some old bald man that needs to be explained why he's bald.
Oh, yeah. We need to know.
Yeah.
Why did that man lose his hair follicles? Was it because he wore too many baseball caps as a kid?
Alright, Equations finishing. But there's still... I don't think Double can make up the time. But
no,
it still isn't over technically.
Yep. We're going to cheer him on the rest of the way. And,
Yeah, this one never was outside of Zigbar has been so clean for Double. Like, he's been doing air combos. He's like, it's been so clean.
Mm-hmm. Now my question is, if those deaths to Zigbar hadn't have happened, would he still be in contention? Like, say he got him first try, I think he would still be like relatively close to finishing this, like in time.
Yeah, it's definitely like it was definitely a race to the end, for sure. Like it all came down to Zigbar and Double, I think, doing more content. I think what Double did TR, or no, that was Equations. Yeah. Double doing what? Town, Candy Cane Lane, forcing final, which isn't as costly now that we have loadless.
Right.
But yeah, Double doing a lot of stuff that is different to Equations, and Equations doing a lot of stuff. And speaking of Equations, congrats.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, GG's.
Oh, thanks. Goodness. Shaking.
Oh yeah, this was a clincher for sure.
Oh yeah.
The STT. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Sure.
I feel like at the doctor's office. So, why did you push HB once you had the 3 proofs?
I was looking for final.
Final? Okay.
Yep. Thought I'd take a shot on it with the 9.
Yep, that's definitely fair. I mean, there is a 9 there after all.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I imagine it's the same concept for pushing Axel 2.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What was going through your mind when you found the 3rd proof in LOD?
As always, thought I was way behind, as everyone does.
I think that's every random player too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought my TR play was gonna cost me, but that's pretty standard for me. STT obviously thought was going to cost me.
Yeah, that SCT play was good on paper, I would say for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
and there was a 5 there, so in another world, it could have proof.
Sure, the levels are scaring me, obviously.
Oh,
No
yeah.
experience boost. The 12 on drives were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, this seed definitely could have gone in so many different places, but like like 9s everywhere. Like you knew where the forms were, you just didn't want to go there.
Right, and we started with a bunch of 5s.
Yeah, this seed was definitely weird with like what the Trinity after the
Trinity after the
station.
station fight.
Yep.
Yeah, limit
Limit
form
form.
right after Roxas.
Yeah, this is not a seed I expected to win. I'm not great at low tools, world that never was.
Hey, you did great. I mean, I was
You
that
seemed like
deathless?
you did. Yeah, you very much seemed like you had it.
I lucked into that action loop on Zigbar.
No, it's all luck. Or no, get that. All skill, no luck.
Yeah.
I knew what I was trying to make happen, and it happened.
Yeah. Which just goes to show how great of a player you are, to know what you want and to go and do it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, but
That's how you made
double.
it to the top 16. Now you made it to the top 8.
Yeah, and I'm very happy he didn't crash, because I accidentally said something. I was like, I don't think he saved, or if he did,
So I've got autosave. Autosave has been very reliable for me, but I did crash this morning in my practice seed, and I was very nervous about that.
Yeah, double going through these final fights very clean. Like both these players played very well, for sure. It was close. It all came down to Rando going to be Rando, and the routes were just taken by the players. I mean, like there's so many different possibilities with this seed.
Oh yeah, that's what I like about this, though.
Oh yeah. Rando should be Rando because of his randomness.
And just seeing the routes that both of you take just interweave in and amongst each other, and you guys pretty much found your second proofs at the same time, but it just wasn't the same one. So it was just a matter of us just being like, all right, when's he gonna go to LOD and when's he gonna go to TT? Just
gotcha.
And when you were leaving STT, Double was entering STT. It was like you guys were very much like in sync, but different wavelengths in a sense.
High five each other on the
way.
Yeah. Beforehand, I looked at our previous history of races where we've been in them together, and it's always been pretty close. So, not surprising.
Yeah, that just goes to show like how good everyone's gotten. Where like in the earlier days, it was mainly like Salad just dominating, and VG, and like there was definitely good players in that time frame. But now, I mean, like what, there were like 64 people in this league, 32, or actually, yeah, there was, I think it was 32 actually. There's a lot of people, and like this top 16, I can feel like anyone's taking it. Like it's like we have in losers Corey versus Sonic, which in itself is insane. Like
this loser bracket's looking actually a bit scary.
Yeah, and Salad as well. Like it's definitely the randomizer is going to have a lot of effects because everyone's just around the same skill level where like the better player generally will win, but you could also just get the better route.
Yeah, my approach has always been be good enough to hang with the better player.
Yep.
And hope that I make a couple good guesses.
Yep. Because like if you're death cycling all seed, you're not gonna win. But if you play good and you get lucky, then yeah.
Yeah, and it also just comes down to which 10 am I going to push, which 14 am I going to push.
Right.
The 14s and 10s in the seed were so scary.
But with all those forms still being out there before all the 9s were exposed.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you almost want to push that 14. Is that a 9-5? That's a double bonus if it is.
Yeah, Equations. Would you agree that a 14 is the scariest number in these settings?
10 and 14, yeah.
10 and 14? Okay. Yeah. Alright. I like some top player consistency going on. Alright, so double finishing, 5 minutes and 23 seconds behind, which is not a lot of time in like an hour. Like it's still close race. Like yeah, it was a very good race.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely a fun one to watch, fun one to commentate. You both did excellent. So
Yeah, GG's double.
Thanks.
What was going through your mind when you found the third proof?
You don't want to know what I was going through.
You don't want to know? All right, that's fair, honestly.
I don't know. My mindset was really good until there was nothing in SCT. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Same.
Well, yeah, because I found the LED proof. That was my second proof.
Uh-huh.
So I was looking for the third one, and I was like, okay, it's either an SCT, drives, or levels, and I don't have final or anything really to get anything good for TT, so I did SCT, and then I forced final, did TT, found the proof, and it was like, okay, I just need to play perfectly. And then I died twice as Zigbar from whiffing finishers.
Yeah.
I had twice where I was at the very end of action loop, about to kill him, and then the finisher whiffed, didn't stagger him, and then I died.
Dang. Yeah, I was forcing final would have been next on my list if I didn't get the proof in TT.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seeds rounding decisions was definitely interesting because like double, I imagine you prioritized getting final before TT because of the 12, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The 12 and also the 16 on levels, and kind of final leads to all three, to TT, to levels, and to drives.
Yeah. Where equations, I mean, I think you went in there like 30 minutes in.
Yeah. At that point, I resigned myself to final isn't coming fast. Maybe I pick up a light and darkness or something along the way.
Yeah. Which, like, that general choice and like routing dictated how the seed went. Because like double, if you went to TT earlier, you would have went to LOD earlier. Technically, I guess I don't know. It might have been different.
Magnera.
Yeah, and so like you would have won, but you rando gonna rando. You know how it'd be.
It do be like that. I still think if I didn't get those two dropped inputs and then didn't mess up a bit on final Zemnis and some final fights, I think it would have been extremely close, within less than a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did get domed too, unfortunately.
5 minutes, still pretty close. I mean, like I would consider myself pretty good if I finished 5 minutes before like anyone in top 16. Like that's when I would be like, all right, I'm in the schmoove of things. I'm goated with the sauce.
The question is, do you also have every single 5?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you also have every single 5?
Let me look here. I do not have second chance.
Okay, yeah, the same. So the fact that it literally came down, like the proof was the 5 that was left. It was just like, okay, well, that's nice. I like how all the obvious 5s at the very beginning of the game didn't have the proofs.
Of course.
Yeah. Why would they?
You get Stitch, you got a useless torn page.
And then I tried doing Agrabah last so I can prioritize forcing final because Halloween Town was done early. And then the first form I got was Wisdom right after the part where you can force final in Agrabah, and I was like, okay, this game's very nice to me. This is nice. Yeah, this is a very interesting seed, to say the least.
Oh yeah, double nice core skip with the Wisdom form hovers. Always nice to see a variation on the.
I failed with it. I had to do the blind method.
Oh no, I meant like crossing the gap.
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah, and then you did the climb without forms, and you just used fire and
just with Sora.
Wow. That was something.
Definitely.
Yeah, I did the gap, didn't do the climb. I just got out of there.
Skip video. You guys should watch it.
Yeah, go check out both of these.
It's all I have.
I mean, hey, you speedrun 64, right? Super Mario?
Speedrun a lot of things.
Alright, yeah. But yeah, go check out both these runners. Equations, excellent dev. Third-party dev. He's, like, definitely up there. And then Double, speedrunner extraordinaire. Speedruns bunch of games. Yeah, both these runners are excellent.
Well, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you go drop them both a follow and catch Equations in the top 8 and catch DoubleADewi in the losers bracket.
Yeah, it's not the last time we've seen Double.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Where
these
I
are-
belong, honestly.
Time for that losers bracket.
I think
pair.
I entered losers bracket in every single league and came back from it. So hopefully that's the case this time. Because I will be facing losers bracket, the loser of Nintendo and Chico, so I'm not too excited about that matchup regardless.
Yeah, I'm not excited about whoever comes out of that one from.
Yeah,
the
so
winning
we're
side.
both gonna suffer no matter what.
See unity between opponents or former opponents. I don't know. They're still against each other.
Where did that
Yeah.
bring you? Right back to me.
All right, it's been a pleasure commentating. It's been very fun. But yeah, now we're gonna raid Armin, who is restreaming BD Bot versus Machine Gun Geek, which are two